Good morning, one and all. Today we start the class. Our topic is one function of two random variables. Now, in the last class, we have seen one function of a random variable. Now, it is a one function of two random variable. Means, suppose you take x and y are random variables. Now, they are functions. One function of two random variables. Let us take z is one function of two random variables. Which means z is a function of two random variables x and y. Examples, you will take z equal to x plus y or x minus y. Z is a function of x and y. How they are related? It is a plus, here it is minus here. Now we will study how to find out how to deal with these kind of functions. Now here before that, so let me take a two-dimensional space x and y. Why I am taking like this? Suppose so this is a region D. This is a region D which belongs to x comma y. Okay, this is a two-dimensional, which means we're dealing with two random variables. Suppose if I want to find out the probability that x comma y belongs to D, x comma y belongs to D, what will you do? So here we are dealing with two random variables x, y. Now what I am asking is what is the probability that they belongs to this region D. Now to find out the probability, generally we take area, right? What area we take now? Double integration, because we are dealing with two random variables. Double integration, what do you write? X comma y belongs to D. Next, since it is associated with two random variables, we should use joint PDF. So this is a probability of xy belongs to this region D. We integrate over this region of what? We don't integrate simply PDF. We integrate what? Joint PDF. Okay. How to get these limits? The limits depends upon this region. Okay. Now, so just now I told you here z is a function of two random variables. Okay. Now here, so let us see what will happen. Now here we deal with some classic problems like z can be x plus y. It can be x minus y. Okay. Or it can be x by y. Or there are some order pairs, so like maximum of x comma y, or we can also write minimum of x comma y. So not only this, there are several other relations which you can find. You can also find x square plus y square. You can also find x square plus y square. You can also find x square plus y square. So like this, we will see how to deal with these kind of problems. Okay. Now here, so let us take the classic problem. What is that is? Z is x plus y. Now here, what is given to us? You are given this joint PDF of x and y. So what do you have to find out? You have to find out PDF of z. Means you have to find out fz of z. So this is known to us. This is unknown. Clear? Now, so we have to find out PDF of z. But what is z? Z is sum of x and y. So here what will you do? I told in the last class to find out any PDF, we have a two-step process. First find out CDF, later do differentiation, you get PDF. Okay, we follow same procedure here also. First of all, let me find the CDF of Z. I want PDF of Z. I am starting with PDF of Z, CDF of Z. Okay, so what is the definition of this? Probability that Z is less than equal to small z. But what is z? It is sum of x and y. Z is x plus y. X plus y less than equal to z. Okay. Now, so since it is a two-dimensional sample space, we should go for what? We should go for a two-dimensional diagram. First of all, what is x plus y equal to z? It is a straight line. X plus y equal to z is a straight line. So let me draw here. It is a line which is x plus y equal to z. This is x, this is y. Isn't it? Now, but so here we want to find out probability that x plus y is less than or equal to z. What is that region? This is x plus y equal to z. This line is x plus y equal to z. What is x plus y less than or equal to z? This is the region. This region indicates, what does it indicates? X plus y is less than or equal to z. Okay. Now, so to calculate this, we have two steps. Okay, let me write this first. So what we do is, I will take a small strip. What I am doing? I am taking this small strip. I am taking this small strip. Now, so first of all, so you want to integrate over this region. As I told you, so if you want to find out, so generally how to get this probability now? How to get this probability? What is the logic? So we should integrate double integration. Double integration. Let me take another page. So double integration x plus y less than equal to z if x comma y of x comma y dx dy. Now here, first of all, so let us integrate over this strip along x-axis. Okay. First of all, let us integrate along this small strip. Integrate over this strip along x-axis. Now this is minus infinity. What this point would be? Okay. This line is x plus y equal to z. This point would be what? X equal to what? Z minus y. Now, so we should integrate along this strip. We should integrate over this strip along this x-axis from where to where? Minus infinity to z minus y. Okay. So let me take first inner integral. So that is, please be careful while writing here. I am integrating over x from minus infinity to z minus y. This is the limits of x. What about y? Here, just slide this strip over y like this. Now obviously, so y is taking all values, means Y is from where to where now? Minus infinity to plus infinity. Now here we should write fxy of x comma y. First we have to write dx here. Please be careful. That is inner integral. Dx later dy. So here make sure that you first write the inner integral and later outer integral. We are taking a horizontal step here. Okay. Or you can take a vertical step also. There is another possibility of taking vertical step. Then what will happen? In the same diagram, you can take a vertical step. Means this is a region of integration. Now this is a region of integration. This is a line indicating x plus y equal to z. This is x, this is y. Now what I do is I will take a vertical step somewhere here. Now we should integrate over this strip along what axis? Y axis. From where to where? Y varies from minus infinity to what is this point? Here what is y? Z minus x. Now what will happen integration? First we are integrating with y. That is y varies from minus infinity to z minus x. What about x integration? You are integrating entire x axis. You slide this strip along x axis. Okay, it is taking all possible values. That is x varies from minus infinity to plus infinity fxy of x comma y. First of all, what is inner integral? Dy. Next dx. Now either use this one or that one. Both are alright. Both are correct. Now here, so to solve this, we are using a rule called Leibniz rule. I'll just write this rule for your understanding. Okay, so let me write this rule here, and later you can just find out by using that rule. So that is, suppose if g of x is given, that is a of x to b of x, that is h of x comma y. So if we apply this rule, so let me write this rule. It is very simple. So what will happen is next. So d g of x by dx will be equal to d upper limit, d differentiation of upper limit into h of x comma b of x minus differentiation of lower limit dA of x by dx into h of x comma ax. Now here what I am doing here, first we are differentiating the upper limit, and in this we are substituting y as bx, upper limit, and we are substituting y as bx, upper limit integration, and this is substituted in place of y. Next, lower limit, we are substituting lower limit here, plus a of x into b to b of x dou h of x comma y of dou x dou y. Anyway, so it is very easy to apply this rule. I am not doing all the calculations. If you apply that rule, what do you get is, anyway, see, remember what we have here. What are these? They are all, what is this actually? This is nothing but CDF of Z, that is FZ of Z. So you want PDF, what do? We differentiate CDF. So FZ of Z equal to dou by dou Z of its CDF. So to find out this differentiation, we are using this Leibniz rule. Okay. Anyway, so what you get here is, you get FZ of Z as, what do you get? So integration minus to plus infinity fx comma y of x comma z minus x dx. You get this value. So this is the final outcome of the PDF of Z, that is like this. There is another formula also. What is the formula would be? So integration minus infinity fx comma y of z minus y comma y dy. Z minus y comma y dy. Okay. Now by using these two, you can get the PDF of Z. But what is that? Z equal to x plus y. Now here, so we will take a special case. What is special case? Special case. What is that? If x and y are independent. You know already, if they are independent, joint PDF is nothing but product of two marginal PDFs. I have written fx comma y equal to fx into fy. Now in this integral, let me take this first integral. So what will happen? What is the first integral? Fz of z equal to integration minus to plus infinity. What is the first integral? fxy comma x minus z minus x. X minus z minus x dx. Now since if it is independent, this is independent, what you can write? What you can write? If x comma y of x comma z minus x can be written as fx of x into fy of z minus x. Isn't it? Yes or not? Now we substitute in the integral. What do you get? What will happen? So this is further becomes minus to plus infinity fx of x fy of z minus x dx. Now can anybody tell me what is this? That is the question. Think of it. What is that exactly? What is that? If you remember, suppose y of t equal to x of t convolution h of t. What is the formula? What you might have written? Minus to plus infinity x of tau h of t minus tau d tau. Isn't it? Now, is it in the same way or not? You think of it. It is also convolution. Yes or not? In place of t, in place of tau, I have x. In place of t, I have z. Compare these two. This one with this one. They are exactly the same. Okay, that's why. So what is that now? It simply becomes fz of z equal to, it is convolution of fx of z and fy of z. So here this is a logic. This is very important. Okay. Now, so the important thing is, if z equal to x plus y, the PDF of z is not sum of two PDFs. PDF of z is what? Convolution of fx of z and fy of z. It is not a summation. Though general people think that z equal to x plus y, that's why PDF of z is sum of PDF of x and PDF of y. No. If z equal to x plus y, and further one more thing, you must always mention, if x and y are independent, then only this is true. Okay. If they are not independent, what is the formula? This formula or this formula? These are two formulas. This is one formula and other one is, say, where I have written. Yeah, you think of it. I have written somewhere. So please remember, this is very important. Here I am stressing here. This is true if and only if they are independent. So if they are independent, now things becomes very easy. It's just convolution of given two PDFs. One more thing, it is not fx of x. It is not fy of y. They are fx of z, fy of z. Is it okay? Right? Now, so let us take a simple problem. Example. So they gave us two PDFs. Okay. So it is 0 to 1. It is also 0 to 1. What distribution is this? Uniform distribution. This is fx of x. This is fy of y. So they gave us two PDFs of x and y, and they have uniform distribution. And if x and y are independent and z equal to x plus y, find the PDF of z. Find PDF of z. Now here, so they gave us two PDFs directly. Is it okay? Now they also told us that they are independent. That's why what will happen? So since they are independent, fz of z equal to fx of z convolution what? Fy of z. Now simply I am asking, what is the convolution of these two? This is z. Zero to 1, 1. This is fz of z convolution zero to 1, 1. This is fy of z. So this is convolution of two squares. What is that? Answer would be, if you convolve two squares, what will you get? You get a rectangle. This is the concept of signals and system. You get a triangle. Sorry, not rectangle, triangle. What are limits? This is 0. This is 2. This is z. This is 2 minus z. This is z. This is fz of z. I'm writing directly because we know that if you convolve to squares, you get a triangle. Okay, now things becomes very easy. Please remember, it is true if and only if they're independent. In the problem itself, it is given that they're independent. Okay, so if it is so, you can simply find out the answers. Now, so here till now we have discussed only for continuous case. Now remember, so these are all true for discrete case also. Let me take discrete case also. We are discussing discrete case also. Let me go for discrete case. If they are discrete random variables, what will happen? So here, let me take z equal to x plus y. X and y are discrete random variables. So how to find out? First of all, let me write CDF of z. Okay, CDF of z, that is fz of z. What is the definition of CDF in case of discrete random variables? Probability that z equal to small z, isn't it? But what is z equal to? Probability that x plus y equal to z. Now, how to find out this? We take summation over x plus y equal to z, and we take joint PMF. So what is the definition of this joint PMF? So probability that x equal to small x and y equal to small y. But what is y? If you write the small values, z equal to x plus y. From this, what is y? Z minus x. Now I can write this as, we are taking only with respect to x now. Summation over x, probability that x equal to x and y equal to z minus x. Now if they are independent, if x and y are independent, if they are independent, what you can write? Summation over x, you can write separately, probability that x equal to x and px, right? Probability that, sorry, probability that y equal to z minus x. Now what is this? What is this? Summation over x, px of x into py of z minus x. What is this? It is also convolution. Okay. Suppose in the discrete case, if I ask you y of n equal to x of n convolution h of n, what is the formula you write? Summation over k, x of k, h of n minus k. Okay. So here I make a mistake here. This is, yeah, PDF. Now you compare these two. It is also simply convolution. Is it okay? Now that is in case of discrete random variable. So let us take a simple problem. Now this is a problem. X and Y are independent and have PMFs of X and Y given as like this. Calculate the PMF of Z that equal to X plus Y. Now here, so directly I will go to the, so in the problem itself it is given that they are independent, so no problem. Directly you can write the formula. What formula? Pz of Z equal to summation over X, Px of X, Py of Z minus X, Py of Z minus X. Now we know Px of X, we know Py of Y, isn't it? Now what about limits of Z? Limits of Z? Why? Because we are doing a discrete convolution. So the limits would be, so here X varies from 1 to 3. Here I have written wrongly, it is Y. So Y varies from 0, 1, 2. What about Z varies from? What is the lower limit of Z? 1. Upper limit 3 plus 2, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we should calculate for these values of Z. Is it okay? Now, so Z can take on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the limits of Z, not X, please remember. Now, let me keep Z equal to 1. P Z of 1. What will happen? Summation over X, Px of X into Py of 1 minus X. So take for different values of X. If X is 0, Px of 0 into Py of 1. If X is 1, Px of 1 into Py of 0. If X is 2, plus Px of 2 into, so it is negative, no? 1 minus 2 negative is not required. So we will calculate these two values only. What is Px of 0? Px of 0 is 0. It is only for 1 to 3. So that's why this integral also, this also becomes 0. So this is only non-zero. Px of 1 into Py of 0. Px of 1 means 1 by 3 into Py of 0, 1 by 2. 1 by 3 into 1 by 2, that is 1 by 6. This is over 1 by 6, is equal to 1 by 6. Next, what is Pz of 2? Which means summation over X, Px of X, Py of 2 minus X. Now if you take all values, if X is 0, X is 0 is not defined, no? Px of 0 is 0, not defined. So let us start from 1. Px of 1 into Py of 2 minus 1, 1. Plus X is 2. Px of 2 into Py of 0. What do you get? You get this as around 5 by 18. Now in the same way, calculate all values of Pz of 3. You get 1 over 3. Pz of 4. You get 1 by 6. Pz of 5. You get 1 by 18. Like this. Now, so this is about so here we have done z equal to x plus y for continuous as well as for discrete. So what is common? If x and y are independent, if they are independent, so what you can say? The PDF of z is, that is convolution of what? PDF or PMF of PDF slash PMF of x comma y. This is simple logic. So please remember, if they are independent, this is convolution is true. Otherwise, formulas would be different. So this is about one function of two random variables. Okay. So we stop here.